Let's quickly talk about Stax versus Shopify payments. Which one should you really trust this year for your credit card processing? Okay. Of course, if you think about Shopify payments, you want to primarily think about online businesses, but lately they've been trying to really get into offline business too. So let's say brick and mortar businesses. Okay. So one thing for sure, if you are comparing Stacks to Shopify payments, you are speaking about P.O.S. so point of sale solutions. Okay, that allow you to basically have your clients pay with credit card, debit cards, NFC, contactless, whatever. Okay, so they have multiple solutions and even digital wallets such as Apple Pay and Google Pay and Samsung Pay. Okay, so it's all about flexibility. It's all about convenience. So let me first talk to you about Shopify payments. So if you think about Stacks versus Shopify payments, and you want to think about Shopify payments, you have to really understand that Shopify payments is actually great for online businesses primarily. So e-commerce businesses primarily. Okay, this means that basically if you go through a Shopify, if you sign up to Shopify payments, you are basically powering your online business, but most importantly, you have to subscribe to one of Shopify's monthly plans. Okay. So the thing is that when you think about Shopify payments, you can't just think about Shopify payments as a standalone service. No, you have to really sign up for the whole package, and then from there you get the Shopify payments benefits. Okay, and so that's important. Shopify has additional monthly fees in place. Okay, because the monthly subscription starts from $29 all the way to $300. Okay, but they will charge you for stuff like like if you think about point of sale, they have other prices for their point of sale solutions. Okay, this is something to really think about. And one thing I want to say is that you have to well, if you go with Shopify payments, you have to see exactly what is your transaction volume every single month. And this is an important element because otherwise you'll realize that you're just paying too much for credit card processing, for payment processing. Now, Shopify does have a POS solution for retail stores too. Like I said a little earlier, when they started a couple of years ago, they were just targeting the e-commerce world, but then they saw opportunities actually in brick and mortar stores too. So retail stores. So if you have a retail store and you listen to me, you can still use Shopify payments, not a problem. Okay. So both Shopify payments point of sale Lite and Shopify payments point of sale Pro allow you to accept in-store payments, to process credit card and debit card transactions from major networks. So Visa, MasterCard, American Express, and Discover. Now, this is done through multiple devices, which are available in the form of Shopify's card readers. So if you go with Shopify payments, you are talking primarily about Shopify card readers. Okay. So basically, as compared to conventional point of sale equipment, these card readers do not have a display screen of their own. Okay. Because basically, Shopify is trying to integrate their solution to their existing solutions, actually, their existing infrastructure. So what happens here is that this point of sale, this credit card readers from Shopify, they connect to your tablets or smartphone to process payments. Okay, so the Shopify chip and swipe reader, which accepts both EMV chip and Max Stripe payment cards, is available for a one-time fee of $29, whereas the Shopify tap and chip card reader that accepts EMV chip cards comes at the one-time fee of $49. So $29 and $49. Okay. So to accept in-store payments, you need to pay approximately 2.4% or 2.7% per transaction. So this is something to really think about. And so this is I'm just talking to you about the Shopify side of things. One thing I need to say here is that basically Stax payments if you think about Stax payments, you do not have to pay all those fees that I was just telling you a little earlier about. With Stax payment solutions, you can keep your online store on its basically like you just need to pay a monthly subscription and you're good to go. Okay, this is really important. And one thing I want to say also is that Stax payments gives you a wider range of options and lets you be more flexible in your selection. So Stax Marketplace devices can accept EMV chips and max strap cars without any issues. Okay, and especially if you think about the volume that you process every single month. Let me talk to you about wireless payments for mobile vendors. So Shopify's, I'm still talking to you about Stax versus Shopify payments, and I'm just going through, let's say, every module and see which one really wins. Okay, and so when it comes to wireless payments for mobile vendors, Shopify is actually the clear winner here because Shopify's card reader equipment comes with built-in wireless functionality. So that's really good because you are able to start selling right away because the card payment is already the solution is already enabled to accept payments without being tied to a physical location. So this particular function allows you to accept in-person payments anywhere through a single device. However, if you operate your business at multiple locations, you will need to pay the Shopify P.O.S. Pro fee of $89 per month per location. So the fee to accept payments wirelessly through AMV chip or max strap cards remain the same as the in-store fee, which is actually 2.4% to 2.7% per transaction. Okay, so that's for Shopify. So you can see that it's pretty what I call it's pretty convoluted, if you call it that way. Because if you think about Stax, for instance, Stax also offers wireless payment solutions for a variety of mobile vendors. So basically, for Stax, the transaction charges for wireless payments also come with its regular monthly pricing plan with access to direct costs of the interchange. This once again makes the company a more affordable solution as compared to Shopify payments. Okay. What about tap to pay or contactless payments? Let's discuss that too. So, out of Shopify's two available card readers, the Shopify Tap and Chip card reader enables contactless payments and accepts Apple Pay and Google Pay. So that's really good because you have lots of possibility there, lots of possibilities there, and so this lets you you can accept tap to pay transactions without any additional setup. And so with that, this transactions charges remain the same as the in-store or in-person transactions, which makes them really expensive if you think about it from a flexibility point of view. So let me really talk a little bit about Stacks. The thing is that when you think about Stacks, what I love about Stacks is that you have, I think I've said this before, but the flexibility. I mean, Shopify is a biggie when it comes to online commerce, when it comes to credit card processing. But Stacks has carved out a small niche for itself. Okay, why? Because Stacks offers you a more comprehensive range of tap to pay, POS, and wireless payment devices, and I also appreciate the affordability here because Stacks does things at a more affordable rate of in-person transactions, for instance. So you're not paying 2.4 to 2.7%. Okay. And Stacks also support methods such as Apple Pay and Google Pay without any issue, but also Samsung Pay. So this makes Stacks a better choice in terms of exploring your options and controlling your long-term cost, especially if you're thinking about your volume, your transaction volume. Okay, so because if your transaction volume goes up, so will your price, so will the fee that you're paying to Shopify payments. But with Stacks charging you a fixed monthly fee, even if your transaction volume goes up, you're still paying the same fee because it's fixed. Okay, You also have an online payment gateway. So, since Shopify is originally an e commerce platform, it is no surprise to see that this is one of the sections where its range of solutions can match other vendors in terms of overall functionality, okay, especially from a convenience point of view. So, Shopify's online payment gateway can accept all primary payment methods to process credit card payments, and debit card payments. So, depending upon your primary Shopify subscription, other than Shopify payments itself, this particular service delivers at a range of 2.4% plus 30 cents per transaction, or 2.9% plus 30 cents, per transaction. So third-party payment processor services are free if you are using Shopify payments. However, the solution's overall rates remain relatively high compared to a more accessible all-in-one payment platforms, especially when you look at Stax or even Clover, by the way. So something to really think about. So if you think about Stax versus Shopify payments, you have to understand that Shopify payments are really convenient only if you already host your website with Shopify. Okay, if you're already with them, then yes, it makes sense for you to really go with Shopify payments. Okay, it can be really a convenient solution if you already host your website with a company. However, if you have your website set up with another vendor or you don't have an existing web portal, it's better to choose the services of a fully fledged payment processor. Okay, and so the accessibility and affordability factor also strengthens actually this idea further, because if you are looking for more payment hardware options or more competitive transaction fees, maybe Stax will be a better candidate for you, because Stax actually provides more availability and more functionality. Okay, this is an important element. And one thing I want to say also is that basically Shopify is great for the e-commerce world, and Stax is better for anything else. Okay, because Stax helps you actually get things done in a very fast manner, especially when it comes to scalability. So if you have an online store, the big question is, if you have an online store, can you use Stax? Yes, you can use Stax. You can use Stax because if you think about it, Stax actually is a subscriptions based all-in-one payment platform that provides direct access to the cost of interchange and simple payment processing for a simple monthly charge. Right? They're just charging you one fee per month, and that's it. This means what? It means that as a merchant, you only have to worry about one thing: your customers, and coming up with more services and solutions that meets your clients' needs. Okay, you don't have to worry about the various charges that you may incur for conducting business through several different mediums. Okay, that's something to really think about. So basically, with a mere monthly subscription cost and a variable cost per transaction, you know what you're getting, and you can estimate what you need, really. Okay, especially from a budgetary point of view in the long run. So that's really something to think about. So the thing is that if you think about Stax versus Shopify payments, you have to understand that Stax does win in certain areas, and Shopify wins in other areas. Okay, so but one thing for sure, if you actually go with Stax, you have as a client, you have access to the Stax platform that enables you to see data and analytics for your online store. If you have an online store, or even your brick and mortar store, your online store or your offline store, okay? And the platform enables a simple full-scale payment processing with an all-encompassing platform. So this is kind of cool. And also, you don't have to worry about extra costs for PCI compliance statements or moving to another provider. You have everything in one place. So this is kind of cool from a flexibility point of view, especially if you are trying to if you're trying to get things done in a very fast manner. This is an important element. And so one thing I want to say also is that Stax does have some critical features that you might want to really pay attention to. So subscription-based pricing. So a single fee every month, no contracts or markups, real-time data and analytics dashboard. So you're able to go as granular as you want when it comes to your analysis. You have 24/7 in-house customer support team, over 200 available software integrations. So that's really good. Two-way QuickBooks integration. You have free PCI compliance assistance, mobile processing, payment gateways, next day funding for approved businesses. What I love about the next day funding is that you get your cash real fast, but most importantly, without questions asked, okay? And you also have integrations with most established POS systems. So this adds an extra layer of credibility, but also functionality. Okay, so you will not have any hassles or issues throughout the process with Stax. With Shopify, sometimes you might have some issues because they want you to really first choose the Shopify plan you want. Okay, and if you are on the lower priced plans, you might see some delay in terms of setting you up. Okay. So as a recap, if you think about Stacks versus Shopify payments, big question is which one wins? Well, the thing is that there is not one that really wins, okay? Because it depends on what you're really looking for. One thing for sure, Shopify payments does win when it comes to e-commerce. Run e-commerce solution allows your business to accept credit cards and debit card payments online and in person, and the solution is powered by Stripe and is integrated into the Shopify platform. So and this simplifies the payment process for Shopify merchants. Okay, especially from a scalability point of view, this is really fantastic. What about Stacks? Well, you want to choose Stacks if you're looking for, let's say, a comprehensive payment services provider. Sorry about that. So, if you're looking for a comprehensive payment service provider, you have to really understand that Stax offers that because the Stax actually offers online and in-person payment solutions to businesses, all kinds of businesses, without the need for a separate hosting or a website management subscription. So that's kind of cool. And you also want to choose Stax if you are looking for a provider that has a wide range of payment options, including EMV chips, Max Stripe cards, and contactless payments. So this is kind of cool in terms of flexibility. In terms of cost, one thing for sure, Stax is better than Shopify because you only have one subscription. Okay, you don't have multiple fees to pay. Okay, it's all about what you're looking for, and also, but one thing for sure, when it comes to security, for instance, those two solutions are great. Shopify Payments has strong security protocols, and so does Stax. Okay, the difference will be maybe in terms of pricing, but also in terms of flexibility. That's an important element to really think about. So, in conclusion, to this conversation, I spoke to you about Stax versus Shopify Payments. I spoke about the pros and cons of each of them. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.